Hey, welcome back to my damn channel. I haven't said that in a while, my damn channel. This video is not for married, monogamous, happy soulmates that have already gone down into the sunset and have lived happily ever after. My hat's off to all of you. Married, monogamous, happy. I know marriage takes work. I've never been married, but I know it takes work from what I hear. I applaud you. I respect you. But this video isn't necessarily for you. You could listen to it if you want to see how the other side lives. Or you could just shut the video off. That's up to you. But my question right now to myself is, are people meant to be monogamous? Are they meant to pick one person sometime in their 20s and 30s, maybe sooner, maybe earlier in certain cases, and they stay with that person for the rest of their life, and they never touch anybody else or consider anybody else? That's what marriage is supposed to be, right? I know 60% of the time in this country it doesn't work. Marriages fail about 60% of the time. I'm 53. Doesn't even sound right saying that. But anyway, I'm 53 and never been married. And I'm starting to wonder if people are even capable of being monogamous. Some people are, and again, I respect you. But all I can tell you is my experience in relationships, in that I've never quite been trusting that the person isn't going to end up with someone else or desire someone else, or that's always in the back of my mind. And I guess that's called insecurity. But I was thinking about it recently, like maybe the only kind of relationship I would ever be comfortable with would be like a relationship with a rock star. Let me explain myself. Let me pick a rock star that I really like, that I would love to hang out with and spend time with. Let's see. Let me think of one. Alive or dead, it doesn't matter. A lot of them are dead. So why don't I pick, Jim Morrison? I'm sure you guys are real surprised about that one. Now, say I had an opportunity to hang out with him for however long. I would have to be fucking stupid to think that a man like him would be just with me, or that I'd be the only one. But in his case, I would be like so happy to be around him for however long I could be around him and enjoy the moment and not worry about it, because my expectations are different. There's someone who women are around him 24/7 all the time, and and that goes for any rock star. So I was wondering if I should just not marry a rock star, not date a rock star, but be with someone that I would enjoy as much as a rock star, and have no expectations of controlling that person. It seems to me that marriage would be hard, because here you are, two people, right? And the world is full of a billion other people, a billion other attractive people, cute people, wonderful people, smart people. you leave your house, say you're with your spouse, you leave your house and you go out in that big wide world, there's no guarantees that your relationship is going to stay together. That's how I see it. And I could be wrong. You guys could chime in. I know a lot of happily married people, people that have met on date sites. You know, they're happily married. I don't know the ins and outs of their private stuff, but I find it hard to be able to say, this is my man, like my man. Because once you take possession over someone, and they're yours, so to speak, doesn't that cause more stress when you consider someone yours, like you possess them? And isn't marriage like that? I mean, chime in, people. I don't know. But some people ask me, Jen, do you ever think you'll get married someday? And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if I can trust anyone. I don't know if I would fit into any other situation other than the rock star situation. Um, it's difficult. I see a lot of, maybe I'm making this video because I see a lot of either married men, sometimes women, or people that are in living with someone or in committed relationships, not honoring the person that they're with. I see them flirting. I see them giving off an impression that they're not with somebody. And that makes me feel a little suspicious and jaded and closed off, to be honest with you. Closed off and ready for a rock star. Some people might think this is sad. Some people might think, oh, poor girl, she hasn't found anyone yet. I'm I'm happier by myself, to be honest with you, because all of this bullshit about monogamy and possessing people and being with just one person and having to hold on to that one person and you know uh, make sure they don't look at anybody else and make sure they're not with anybody else or flirting with anybody else. I'm sorry, that's just fucking too much energy for me to spend on a person. Not everyone is like Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, who are like these beautiful people, beautiful movie stars who were with each other for like 50 years and didn't get with anybody else. To me, they're like, wow, how did they do that? Two movie stars that were able to do that for that long. I mean, I think there's a lot to learn from them. But I wonder if I should just, if that rock star thing doesn't work better for those of us who haven't found our Paul Newman or Joanne Woodward. What about the rock star? What about someone we don't expect to be ours? We don't expect them to commit. We don't expect them to do much of anything. Just no expectations. Because if you don't have any expectations, you can't get hurt. Right? If you don't expect other women to be with all over your man, or if you're okay with other women to be all over your man. Like, I know a lot of other women would say, what are you talking about? But just think about it. Think about if you could just be in your feminine and trust that the man you're with is going to honor your feminine and make you feel like you could relax in your feminine. I've never been able to feel relaxed in my feminine with anybody else because I haven't been able to relax and trust that person. So I'm more relaxed by myself. I'm sure some of you are watching this video thinking, God, she's confused. And maybe she is. Maybe I am. But I think there's got to be a change. People like, are always headed towards the marriage thing. And look, my parents are happily married for over 50 years. I have girlfriends that have been happily married. There's, my brother and sister are have great marriages. They've lasted for over 20 years. I feel so far removed from that world that I wonder if I'm not just going to be one of those, what do they call them, spinsters, old ladies, that just have cats or whatever. Can people really be monogamous, or are people pretending to be? Because what about what you think in your head? Like even Jesus said, if you commit adultery with a woman in your heart, you've done it. You haven't done it with your body, but if you've done it in your head, you've done it already. That's what Jesus said. And the Bible says that people should take in marriage so they don't burn with lust. But I'll tell you something, people in marriage burn with lust too for other people. How do you prevent that in a world of 8 billion people? How do you do that? How do you trust? You can tell this kind of bugs me, doesn't it? It's kind of obvious that this bugs me. I wonder if it's in human nature to be with just one person. Think about it. Say you get married when you're 23 and you're going to be with just that one person until you're 75. I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's beautiful when it happens. And I respect people like that. But I just wonder if it's in the cards for me because I don't trust. I don't trust anybody. Pray for me, will you? Pray for me. Yet at the same time, I think of the, what do they call it? The people that are into having relationships with a bunch of other people. Polyamory. Yeah, that's a real hip thing to be doing these days. Polyamory. And that doesn't rub me right either. You know, there's got to be some problems that go on there. Polyamory just kind of like, okay, we're in a relationship, but I'm going to be in a relationship with 3 other people too. Yeah, and it's okay. We're all happy together. We all love it. Hey, if you love it, if it's all working out, and nobody's getting jealous, nobody's getting possessive, nobody's getting crazy, good for you. You found the right group to be polyamorous with. I just think it's a little risky. Mm. So what's the answer, folks? The Bible? Get married so you don't burn with lust? But then once you're married, how do you handle it? There's a lot of places we go in life. We go to the store, we go to church, we go to work, we go to the restaurants, we go everywhere where there's, millions of people around. And I mean, some religions, they are a lot more strict with this kind of stuff. And I can actually understand it, like some cultures, women have to cover their face, and some cultures, are a lot more strict when it comes to these things. And in a way, I could understand it on some level. And I don't mind being alone. There's some people who don't like being alone. I I like it. I have friends. I don't like being lonely. I have friends and family and people that I talk to. But I'm actually happier out of a relationship because relationships are stressful for me because of everything I've just said in this video. Maybe it's because I haven't found my soulmate yet. Maybe I haven't found my twin flame yet. Who knows? But the key here is to really not care. The key here, for at least for a woman, is to not be looking, to not be chasing. We're not supposed to be chasing men. If you want to look, look. But nothing else is going to complete us but God. Another human being is not going to be able to complete me. A human being is not going to be able to make me happy. Only I can do that, and my relationship with God can do that. No man is going to be able to complete me. And Jim Morrison's dead. So, so I won't be able to hang out with him and feel free. Let my feminine just kind of be free because, I won't want to possess him, because how could you possess somebody? Do you guys get what I'm talking about? Or do I just seem like a Looney Tune? Perhaps, if I do hook up with my soulmate, I'll have to let you know. But I don't really see it happening anytime soon because I'm not looking. But then they say when you don't look, that's when you find. I'm more preoccupied with writing my book and hanging out with friends and going to karaoke and watching Netflix and living my life. I really don't need to be hooked up with anybody. And although, it would be nice, we all have that need in us for companionship, for sex, for all that stuff. But I honestly think I've come to a pass here where I'm a little bit stuck. That's okay. It's okay because I have to be enough by myself alone. I have to be enough. This has to be enough. And he has to be enough. Maybe you guys can comment below if you think human beings are capable of being monogamous. Because I really don't know if that's possible. And if that's not possible, why do people even bother getting married? Because I know some people who cheating to them is nothing. It's like they can do it. It's nothing. Why get married if that's how you're going to be? Don't even bother. Why do people get married if that's how they are? It's just hurtful. Anyway, I'm going to sign out now. I feel like this is kind of one of these videos where I am talking to you, but kind of talking to myself at the same time. Yeah, like if you like the video, subscribe to my damn channel, and give me a comment or two about, do you think people are capable of being monogamous? In marriage or otherwise? Or are we all just a bunch of animals? We're more than animals. We have a spirit, we have a soul, but we have an animal nature. But I guess part of the value in being a human being is that we overcome our animal nature with our morals, relationship with God. We're different than animals, but we do have flesh. Is marriage just keeping the flesh down and turning from temptation, living in quiet desperation? Or is marriage wonderful? I think it's both. I think some people are living that quiet desperation, and then other people are having a nurturing experience with marriage. All I know is that if I can't find the man that God wants for me, if I can't find somebody that I can really trust to where I could be submissive to that man, where I could be in my feminine, if I can't find that, I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life. Sorry. Maybe it'll change. Sound a little jaded. I'm not jaded. I just know what I want and don't want. I've lived long enough to know what I want and don't want. Either a husband that I can trust, I mean, really trust, in this world of 8 billion people, or my rock star. Of course, the rock star would have to be alive. Jim Morrison doesn't come into that category. And you know what I mean by rock star. It doesn't have to be an actual rock star, but someone I feel almost like they're a rock star. I'm repeating myself. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined to my damn channel, and I will see you next time. So long, folks. God bless.